Hello and welcome to the news at 10 on NTA News 24, reaching you live from Abuja. I am Stella Inameti. Now the news headlines. Federal government addresses housing deficit in 13 states.
Continue to pray to Almighty God to assist our president, assist all the policies he has come with.
Lassa fever outbreak. Ebonyi State reports 8 casualties so far. Nigeria taking stringent measures to curb smuggling of poor quality crop seeds.
But what we expect them to do is also to assist the farmers to grow more so that you can have an offtake agreement.
Angolan businessman excretes 120 wraps of cocaine at Kanu Airport. Thanks for joining us, and now details of the news. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have arrested a 42-year-old Angolan businessman at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, Kano, for attempting to traffic a large consignment of cocaine to Istanbul, Turkey. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim reports that this is among other interdictions in different parts of the country as part of war against illicit substances across the country.
The suspect, who is from Angola, was arrested on Tuesday, 25th February 2025 at the screening point of the Kano Airport while trying to board a plane to Istanbul, Turkey via Cairo. Body scan confirmed he ingested illicit drug, after which he expelled 120 pellets of cocaine weighing 1.829 kilograms in 7 excretions. A similar attempt by an auto spare part dealer to send 2 parcels of 1.10 kilogram cocaine concealed in vehicle propellers to Angola through the export shed of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, was also thwarted by NDLEA operatives who arrested him on Monday, 24th February 2025. At the Tinkan Seaport in Lagos, NDLEA operatives on Friday, 28th February, discovered a total of 128 parcels of Canadian loud concealed in 2 mattresses in the trunk of a Toyota Venza car imported from Canada. Owner of the shipment has been arrested and taken into custody. Operatives in Kwara State on Monday, 24th February, nabbed Ebenenua with 2,980 tablets of tramadol and dozens of diazepam pills at Eyin-Korin Expressway, Ilorin, Edo, Maiduguri, Ibadan, Zamfara and Kano State were among the flashpoints during the week under review. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the federal government has adopted a stance against the production and sale of counterfeit and substandard agricultural inputs in the country. This response arises from growing concerns regarding the smuggling of poor quality onion seeds by certain farmers' groups. Musa Babaliu has the details.
Mariam Dawood, a dedicated plant breeder at the Lake Chad Research Institute in Maiduguri, Borno State, has made significant strides in agricultural research on a new high-yielding variety of sorghum. Her efforts demonstrate the potential for innovative agricultural practices to improve food security and increase crop productivity in the region. In addition to her work, several researchers across Nigeria have also successfully produced high-yielding seeds varieties. In November 2024, the National Committee on Naming, Registration and Release of Crop Varieties approved 4 new seed varieties developed by the National Cereal Research Institute in Badegi, Niger State.
Procedure for crop variety release involves the activities of the plant breeder on station, in multi-location, and on farmers' fields. The next task is to test them in multi-locations so that the adaptation and the performance in different ecological zones can be ascertained. From the multi-location testing, few of the varieties which would be recommended for registration and release will be identified and taken to the farmers.
Similar giant strides were recorded in ABU's area and the Horticultural Research Institute Ibadan, Oyo State. Despite this advancement, a major challenge remains the transformation of breeder seeds into certified seeds that can be effectively distributed to farmers.
And we must believe in ourselves. We should have our own local seed banks. We shouldn't allow our local varieties to go extinct because of our crave for their own varieties. We should have seed banks, we have gene banks in all relevant areas.
Government should shun the temptation of demanding for unrealistic amount of seed that will be supplied to farmers as a contract. Let farmers themselves interact with the seed companies and get their seeds.
To address this, the federal government is actively encouraging investment in seed production and multiplication from various stakeholders, including farmers themselves.
But what we expect them to do is also to assist the farmers to grow more so that you can have an offtake agreement. If you're investing, because in agriculture, 100 naira in agriculture will produce 400 naira worth of good. So you can give the farmer the 100 naira, he produces 400, you take 100 naira, and he still makes a profit of 300 naira, and you have not impacted on the market.
Moreover, the government has taken a firm stance against the production, supply, and marketing of counterfeit and substandard seeds. This commitment reflects a broader strategy to alleviate agricultural practices and foster sustainable farming in Nigeria, helping to secure food sources for the growing population. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Still on agriculture, aflatoxin contamination in crops is a global threat that compromises the safety of food, feed, and also influences the agricultural economy and crop-dependent small-scale industries. Due to this threat, the Association of Aflatoxin-Free Agro-Products Producers of Nigeria drew stakeholders to its National Agro-Food Magazine launch to further enlighten Nigeria farmers. Deborah Balabubu reports.
Of popular Nigerian delicacies should watch out as the Association of Aflatoxin-Free Agro-Product Producers of Nigeria say 70% of Nigerian farmers do not practice best agronomy as they produce agricultural products like maize, groundnut, which are contaminated by aflatoxin.
When you see the crop, you know that there is problem with that because it must be like decomposing.
Right away now, people are dying very young. Before you know, they say liver problem. Before you know, they say kidney has failed. And many people are having headache that medicine cannot even cure them. They do not know that it is as a result of aflatoxin infection.
Stakeholders gathered here are not only being recognized for their contributions to a safe agro-product, but also for their support to the reversed national policy on food safety and quality.
By improving the safety and quality of both domestic and export produce, we are positioning Nigeria agriculture for growth, boosting agricultural GDP, and enhancing foreign exchange earnings.
To take the bull by the horn by ourselves as a farmer, because farmers make a lot of money. No wonder what we are doing. We have over 7 million in our farm in fish, and we are going towards 10 million fish.
Director General of NTA, Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos, alongside governors, senators, and some private farm owners, were honored as outstanding food safety monitors. In Abuja, Deborah Balagbobo, NTA News.
The Renewed Hope initiative of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on food security is a significant milestone to actualizing the country's socio-economic targets. This is a remark by the Bauchi State Governor, Bola Mohammed, at the inauguration of the Irrigate Nigeria project. Awal Abdullahi has details.
This 30,000 hectares of dry season rice farm is demarcated for the transformative agricultural initiative in Gamawa local government area of Bauchi State. As part of the Renewed Hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, the project, under the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure (NASENI), is aimed at reducing hunger, creating jobs, and improving the country's economy.
The Irrigate Nigeria project will empower Nigeria's farmers and rural economies. By increasing the quantity and quality of harvest, farmers and farming communities will see increased incomes. Nigerian consumers will benefit through reduced prices that will result from increased availability of food.
Bauchi State is fully committed to this noble vision. We will continue to invest in human capital, technology, and innovative agricultural policies to make Nigeria self-sufficient in food production as per the vision of Mr. President.
The commissioning of the project has also served as the official launching of the branded Tinubu rice. In Bauchi, Awal Abdullahi, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Minister of Foreign Affairs Yusuf Tuga has assured farmers and pastoralists in Udobo, Gamawa, Bauchi State of the federal government's commitment to protecting land rights while boosting agricultural productivity. Tuga outlined President Bola Tinubu's plans to combat food insecurity through rural empowerment, science-driven farming, and the development of climate-resilient infrastructure. In a statement by his media aide, Al-Qasim Abdul Kadri, the minister emphasized President Tinubu's commitment to mitigating the effects of economic reforms. He commended the Udobo community for its enduring potential and promised to safeguard farmers' lands in the area. In addition, the minister noted that the federal government, with support from the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, will enhance water access to Udobo's Fadama wetlands. These initiatives will include the introduction of climate-smart tools aimed at optimizing agricultural output, which will positively impact the lives of the local populace. Yusuf Tuga also highlighted various measures he implemented as Minister of Foreign Affairs to assist victims of last year's devastating floods that affected numerous communities in Gamawa local government, including Udobo. This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We have more stories when we return after the break.
Message for all petroleum stakeholders, marketers, tanker drivers, consumers, and fellow Nigerians. It is time for us to take decisive steps to end the untimely loss of lives and properties due to tanker explosions. Avoid scooping petroleum products or fuel during tanker accidents, because just one spark could cause a terrible explosion that will leave dozens of bodies and casualties. As responsible citizens, we must not risk our lives and that of others. So, please run for your dear life if you see oil spilling from a tanker after an accident. Let us all report tanker accidents and spillage to the relevant authorities as they happen. It is time for us to join hands together to put an end to these unfortunate explosions. Together, we can protect our lives, our future, and stay safe. This message is from the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA.
Nigerian Television Authority (NTA), Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria (FRCN), and Voice of Nigeria (VON) cordially invite the general public to its 19th annual Ramadan lecture. Topic: Faith, Politics and Power: The Involvement of Ulama in Politics and its Implications. Guest lecturer: Sheikh Maruf Onike Abdulaziz, Chief Missioner, NASFAT Worldwide. Chairman of the occasion, Idi Mukhtar Meha, Minister of Livestock Development. Special guest of honor, Muhammad Idris, Minister of Information and National Orientation. Royal Father of the Day, His Highness Mala Ahmed Nuhu Bamali, Emir of Zazzau. Chief host, His Excellency Manan Ubasani, the Executive Governor, Kaduna State. Host, Manan Salu Abdul Hamid Dembos, Director General NTA. Dr. Muhammad Bulama, Director General FRCN. Malan Jibril Babandachi, Director General Voice of Nigeria. Venue, Lumana Multipurpose Center, River Close off Jabi Road East of Sultan Road, Kaduna. Date, 8 March 2025. Time, 9 a.m. Inshallah. For partnership or advert placement. Announcer, Organizing Committee.
Thanks for staying with us. French Ambassador to Nigeria, Marc Fonbustier, reaffirms his country's commitment to remain Nigeria's formidable ally in developing the solid minerals sector. He gave the assurance during a visit to the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake. The ambassador stressed that France is fully committed to supporting Nigeria's roadmap for mining development, with a very keen interest in investing in the rapidly developing solid minerals sector.
I think you are committed, as we are, to do something together. So we are not two, we are one in this. Of course, Nigeria has the choice of the rich. You have all partners coming to visit you, seeking for your support for a partnership. France is just one partner amongst others, but I think we have sometimes an edge, or sometimes we have skills which can have a certain merit in your eyes. So humbly, but with the trust I have in my country, I come to offer you to, if you accept, debrief a bit about what we can achieve now. What could be the next steps?
The core agenda of Mr. President's policy initiatives has been diversification of our economy, away from fossil fuel, away from petroleum and all that. What we need to do next is to identify those companies,
yes,
that are serious.
Dele Alake highlighted the imperative of continued engagement with the French team to identify serious French companies interested in the mining sector, while also fine-tuning areas of collaboration to concretize partnership based on the earlier signed MOU. NNPCL Limited is projecting adding electric vehicle charging stations as add-ons to their retail outlets. Chief Corporate Communications Officer Femi Soneye says this is in line with the company's proactive diversification strategy. Lydia Sampson reports.
Speaking at the NNPC Limited stakeholder engagement with National Assembly Committee clerks, deputy clerks and administrative staff of the National Assembly, Femi Soneye says, as critical partners, the engagement is to enhance understanding and clarity on the operations of NNPC Limited.
We are committed to adding value to various sectors and communities across Nigeria. I am glad to let you know that through our NNPC Foundation, we have conducted 1,000 free cataract surgeries in the southwest of Nigeria. Over 180 accident victims rushed to our hospitals, received essential medical services in various areas in 2024. NNPC hospitals continue to play a pivotal role in improving healthcare access and saving lives. This is a direct demonstration of how NNPC is utilizing our oil revenue to positively impact the lives of Nigerians on a daily basis.
He added that the organization is collaborating with Afrexim Bank to complete African Medical Center of Excellence, a 500-bed hospital specializing in oncology, hematology, cardiology, and advanced medical training for Nigerians. This strategic investment aims to enhance access to specialized healthcare, ensuring that Nigerians receive world-class medical treatment. The African Medical Center of Excellence is scheduled to commence operations in June 2025. He said NNPC Limited has been offering essential medical services such as radiology, physiotherapy, maternity care, and dental and eye treatment, as well as life-saving surgeries across Nigeria. In Abuja, Lydia Samson, NTA News.
Minister of State Housing and Urban Development Yusuf Abdullahi Atta says the federal government is executing the Renewed Hope Housing Initiative in 13 states of the Federation. The minister, who made this known during a media engagement in Kano, emphasized that the project is to address the housing deficit in the country. Samina Hamisu Shira has the details.
Renewed Hope Housing Initiative is one of the bold steps taken by the administration of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu towards addressing housing needs, especially in urban communities. The Minister of State Housing and Urban Development, Yusuf Abdullahi Atta, explains that the initiative is at various stages of implementation. The minister assures Nigerians that when fully implemented, the housing initiative will promote home ownership and foster sustainable urbanization.
By now we can say the policies have started yielding very positive effect. The dollar is coming down, the price of oil is coming down, the price of foodstuff are coming down. So we should continue to pray to Almighty God to assist our president, assist all the policies he has come with.
While reiterating the continuous commitment of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu's administration towards implementing viable economic policies, Minister Yusuf Abdullahi Atta also appeals to Muslim Ummah to intensify prayers in this month of Ramadan for political and economic stability of the country. From Kano, Samira Hamisu, NTA News.
The head of service of the Federation, Dame Didi Wilson-Jack, is urging civil servants in Bayelsa State to maximize the expected conducive working environment of the 9-story new State Secretariat complex to be professionally dedicated to duty. The head of service said this at the groundbreaking and foundation laying of the Bayelsa State new Secretariat complex in Yenagoa. Timi Pere Ohia completes the report.
Performing the symbolic groundbreaking and foundation laying of the 9-story Secretariat complex in Yenagoa by the head of Federal Civil Service, Dame Didi Wilson-Jack, acknowledged that it will provide conducive workplace for civil servants and significantly enhance interagency coordination, foster institutional memory, and improve service delivery to the people of Bayelsa State. She appreciated the government for its infrastructural development and enjoys civil servants to embrace continuous learning and build a civil service that is genuinely committed to renewed dedication to duty.
This new edifice will be more than just a workplace. It will be a platform for renewed dedication to duty, professionalism, and innovation. I encourage you to embrace continuous learning, uphold the highest ethical standards, and be proactive in ensuring that the civil service remains a pillar of good governance and development in Bayelsa State.
Governor of Bayelsa State, Doye Diri, says the 9-story office complex was in response to civil servants' requests for improved office spaces to address overcrowding and enhance operational efficiency. The governor called on civil servants to be punctual and committed to work and ensure that government programs and policies are executed timely for the benefit of the people.
I can assure you, the contractors, that funding will not be a problem in this project. 50% of the cost of this project is already going to be with the contractor. So this is one project that we believe that the timeline will never change.
The 46 billion naira Secretariat complex with a state-of-the-art facility is expected to be completed in 24 months. Upon completion of this landmark project, it is expected not only to improve the conditions of workers, but also add to the aesthetics of Bayelsa State. In Yenagoa, Timinapri, Ohia, NTA News.
This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We have more stories when we return after this break.
I am Oluremi Tinubu, the global and national Stop TB champion. Many people have asked why I've chosen to champion the fight against a disease like tuberculosis. My reason stems from a deep personal experience. I once had a friend who unfortunately fell ill and concealed the nature of his sickness until it was too late. Eventually, after he passed, we discovered he had tuberculosis. Sadly, due to the stigma and discrimination surrounding the disease, he would not speak up or seek for help. His death was a painful reminder that we could have intervened and saved a life if only we had known earlier. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease that primarily affects the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. Being airborne means anyone, regardless of their socio-economic status, can contract it. In Nigeria, 1 person dies of TB-related illness every 7 minutes, amounting to 206 deaths every day. Globally, 1 person succumbs to TB every 25 seconds, which is a staggering 3,456 lives lost daily. These deaths are entirely preventable because TB is curable if detected and treated early. If you or someone you know has been coughing for 2 weeks or more, coughing up blood, experiencing night sweats, or losing weight drastically, it might be TB. Please visit the nearest government hospital or primary health care center for proper diagnosis and treatment. TB treatment is free in all government and some private health facilities. Let us also remember not to stigmatize or discriminate against TB patients or those who have been treated for TB. Who have been cured of TB cannot infect others. I call on all stakeholders, especially the private sector, to join us in the fight to end TB in Nigeria. Together, we can make a difference. Remember, TB anywhere is TB everywhere. End TB by 2030. Yes, we can.
Thanks for staying. Jigawa State Government has launched a bold initiative to tackle the rising cases of kidney disease in the state. Governor Umar Namadi announced this while inaugurating a free dialysis center at Gumel General Hospital. Mohammed Musa Askira reports that the move is in response to the alarming rate of deaths caused by chronic kidney disease in parts of the state.
The state has taken a significant step in combating chronic kidney disease with the establishment of a free dialysis center at the General Hospital in Gumel. The initiative, stakeholders say, is to alleviate the high rate of kidney disease in affected communities. Governor Umar Namadi says his administration is working to strengthen the state healthcare system, ensuring it benefits the people in the state. To achieve this, he notes, similar dialysis centers are being set up in Ringim, Kazaure and Dutse, providing unhindered access to healthcare services across different parts of the state.
The Gumel Dialysis Center is one great intervention successfully executed in response to the reported high number of patients with chronic kidney disease, often leading to response to dialysis. This most often leaves already financially exhausted and depressed family to bear the enormous cost of lifetime dialysis treatment. The center comprises of a full complement of requisite medical equipment, including hemodialysis and reverse osmosis machines, accessories and consumables that will last a long time, as well as and dedicated power sources.
The governor's efforts have been commended by stakeholders who praise his administration for being pro-people and committed to improving healthcare services in Jigawa State. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
And sadly, 8 persons have been reported dead following Lassa fever outbreak in Ebonyi State. The state epidemiologist, State Ministry of Health, Dr. Ogbonna Nwambeke, made this disclosure while interacting with NTA reporter Samuel Okpo in Abakaliki.
Lassa fever in Ebonyi State in January 2018, where many lives were lost due to lack of knowledge and facilities to contend with the viral disease. Lassa fever still reoccurs annually, though with a low prevalent rate. As a proactive measure towards tackling the disease, the government built a virology center where all viral diseases, including Lassa fever, are diagnosed and treated, with awareness campaigns and enlightenment on the causes and prevention of the disease. But despite these efforts, many citizens of the state still fall victim to Lassa fever. Currently, 15 cases are confirmed, out of which 8 have died, remaining 7 who are receiving treatment at the Virology Center at Abakaliki. The affected patients came from 6 out of 13 local government areas in the state. Although NTA camera was not allowed to enter where the patients are, the caregivers said they are in stable conditions.
The current outbreak started at the peak of this season, sometime in December, in a 26-year-old male who resides in Abakaliki, urban here. He was suspectly diagnosed on the 30th, and treatment commenced. We have 63 suspected cases and 15 confirmed out of 63, with 8 deaths.
According to experts, chances of surviving Lassa fever are higher when it is reported within 1 week.
Aside that, for the treatment and the diagnosis, we have other challenges. We have challenges with respect to surveillance. So we need resources to do that.
Lassa fever is a dangerous viral disease but could be cured if detected early. In Abakaliki, Samuel Okpo, NTA News.
Still on health matters, 11 weeks of train-the-trainer program for quality assurance assessor certification in geriatric social care has ended in Abuja. Elizabeth Omori reports that the assessors are multidisciplinary teams drawn from 8 states and federal university teaching hospitals, federal medical centers with geriatric units, and private operators of 6 care facilities in the country.
Gives them the starter pack, the tools, and the vision that we have, I've shared with everything. Well, first and foremost, let me tell you this, that for the first time now, creation of geriatric social care jobs has been listed in the presidential deliveries.
With this feat, the accreditation as national training providers will commence. The trainings were supervised by the National Senior Citizens in collaboration with the National Board of Technical Education. Nigeria's fight against antimicrobial resistance, AMR, is gaining renewed momentum as the AMR Technical Working Group and the AMR Coordinating Committee convened for their first quarter meeting at the weekend in Abuja. Olusheye Adiagbo reports.
Antimicrobial resistance, AMR, continues to pose a significant public health threat, undermining the effectiveness of essential medicines and increasing the burden of infectious diseases. Key players from human health, animal agriculture, and environment met to assess progress, discuss challenges, and strengthen the national response strategies to AMR. The National Action Plan (NAP2) demonstrated the Nigerian government's commitment to combating AMR over the next 5 years, while aiming to build upon and sustain the achievements of the first AMR NAP, which was implemented from 2017 to 2023. The meeting reviewed progress in AMR surveillance, antimicrobial stewardship, infectious prevention and control (IPC), as well as awareness campaigns. It focused on strengthening the implementation of NAP2, improving coordination across human, animal, and environmental health sectors to foster a One Health approach to AMR mitigation and exploring opportunities for increased funding. Oluseyi Adiagbo, NTA News.
Today is commemorated World Sideline Day, a day set aside by the United Nations to raise awareness on need to preserve wildlife, both plants and animals. To add its voice to this all-important event, the Ministry of Environment is joining forces with stakeholders to escalate the information, and Mina Daniels is there live to bring us up to speed. Hello, Mina. Hear me? What are stakeholders saying about wildlife preservation today?
Exactly. With over 1 million species of plants and animals almost going extinct, the federal government has joined forces with the whole world to ensure that people, add their quota to the preservation of wildlife. And of course, I don't have to be the one to talk about it because we have the Director of Forestry right here with me, and Dr. Moses Amma will be telling us why it's important that we all should play this role of preserving wildlife, both in plants and animals. Thanks for joining us on the News at 10.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Please tell us what this is about.
Well, we can't stop bringing the awareness of wildlife conservation to the world. This is something that balances our living, and for this year we're looking at financing conservation because of the challenges in terms of poaching, illegal logging, our attitude towards wildlife. And unless we begin to invest, all stakeholders that are on board should begin to see that this is a necessity and it's a call for action. The reason is that it is no more news that our wildlife species are depleting, and because population is increasing, and all of this is putting pressure on our wildlife. And so the need to keep it yearly, as you have already introduced, to bring again the consciousness of why we must sustain this wildlife is why we are having this day. And our hope is that as we reenact the need for this conservation, people, stakeholders will go back and begin to move from business as usual to business unusual. Do things in different ways, not to jeopardize our wildlife populations.
Thank you, Dr. Moses. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, Stella. In this room, I actually gather stakeholders who have a stake in one way or the other to ensure the preservation of wildlife in terms of plants and animals. And of course, the Honorable Minister of Environment is being expected here, and other major stakeholders. It is a global event, and Nigeria and the ministry are not relenting in adding their quota, their voices, and all the information that needs to be, said on it. But hopefully, as we move on, we'll bring you details of exactly what's happening here. Thank you. Over to you, Stella.
Many thanks, Mina, for the update. We expect a package in our subsequent bulletins. Moving on now. Katsina State Government and the Qatari government have strengthened their bilateral ties, paving way for cooperation in education, healthcare, and infrastructure development. The partnership was marked by the inauguration of Qatar Street, named by Governor Diko Rada in honor of the Gulf nation. Awal Haliru reports.
The ceremony, which showcased the rich cultural heritage of Katsina State, featured performances by traditional boxing teams and cultural groups. The event highlighted the deepening cultural exchange between Qatar and Katsina State. The inauguration of Qatar Street, named by Governor Duko Radda, is a symbol of deepening relationship between Katsina State government and the state of Qatar.
The road in the state named Qatar Street, a significant moment for the Katsina State and the state of Qatar.
This partnership is expected to bring significant developmental projects to the state, building on existing collaborations in health and education.
This is only the beginning in terms of what Qatar can do for the state and also Katsina State engagement. Because for us, our culture and heritage is very present here today.
This strengthened partnership is expected to usher in a new era of growth with more developmental projects slated for the state. In Katsina, Awal Hallaru, NTA News.
And in what seems like a strategic onslaught against child labor, which has seen many school-age children roam around the commercial city of Aba, hawking wares, the Abia State government's policy to prosecute parents of such children is now yielding positively. Correspondent Grace Nana, who visited some public schools in Aba, reports that out of fear of being arrested, many parents have sent their children to school.
The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, puts the number of out-of-school children in Nigeria at 20 million. Out of this number, Abia State has no fewer than 90,000. To curb this, Abia State government made it a criminal offense for parents who do not send their children or wards to school. Following these pronouncements, education stakeholders have affirmed that the policy has resulted into enrollment of over 150% out-of-school children in the state. Destiny Chizaram, who is 10 years old, was among the out-of-school children, but today he is enrolled and enjoying free education.
Teachers are teaching very well. To my understanding, I enjoy seeing other people in the school.
Last population was 100 or 200, but now we have 400 and something. The enrollment is very high.
With the surge in enrollment, schools are facing challenges such as inadequate infrastructure, unconducive learning environments, and shortage of teachers.
I want government to provide chairs for us and desks, because most of the time, anytime we come to school, we sometimes used to stand till school closed.
They should make the environment friendly, that when the child wakes up in the morning, the child will be so excited I want to go to school.
With the state government's policy and its compliance level, Abia State is expected to be the first among equals in WAEC and JAM. In Aba, Grace Nana, NTA News.
Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) is on the view that the planned reclassification of electricity consumers by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission will deepen the misery of many Nigerians if those at the lower band are forcefully migrated to Band A. NLC made the remark in a communique issued at the end of its National Executive Council NEC meeting in Yola, Adamawa State, where it says Nigerian workers will massively protest the decision if implemented. The union also threatened to shut down operations of telecommunications companies should they fail to implement the 35% tariff hike agreed upon with the government, as against the 50% earlier approved through the Nigeria Communications Commission (NCC). The meeting also witnessed the inauguration of the compressed natural gas-driven mass transit buses for the northeast zone of Nigeria, donated by the federal government to ease workers' transportation plight. The scriptures that say, when men are cast down, then thou shalt say there is lifting up, best describes the gesture by the chairman Beyond Borders Foundation, Pastor Isaac Mark, as he imparts small and medium enterprises with business grants worth $30,000, starter packs, and 50 Corporate Affairs Commission business registered certificates to beneficiaries. Olajide Bello reports that this was at the Success Motivation 3.0 in collaboration with Abuja Enterprise Agency.
It's another day of reckoning. When the sky splits and time holds its breath, every hand shall reap what every heart has sown. This time around, the third in the series, after weeks of vocational training in tailoring, solar installation and other high-demand fields, opportunities meet with innovative community-driven solutions targeted at the unique needs of the people. Innovation is the key that unlocks new possibilities, and the courage to dream beyond limitations creates solutions where others see obstacles.
As business owners, we can come together and come up with a platform where young people, where business owners, where market women, market men, the downtrodden, those who don't have a lot, the less privileged, they can also get the right training, the right skills, the right exposure to be able to build up themselves financially.
When compassion fills the heart, innovation guides the mind, and collaboration unites the efforts, making nothing impossible.
Great opportunity. Utilize whatever it is that they give them very well, and probably scale up their businesses from there.
What is directed, redirected and scaled is human capital development.
For the beneficiaries, barriers have crumbled, opportunities arose, and lives will be forever changed.
These grants will go a long way when, as I'm going to infuse it into my business to push it a little bit further.
I'm so happy. I have a lot of challenge, but I thank God for now. I don't have any challenge anymore. Yes, this is the biggest thing that will put food on my table. I'm so happy. It's good to have a handwork.
With over 10,000 lives touched so far, Beyond Borders Foundation says when people come together, combining skills, perspectives and passions, they create something far greater than any single effort could achieve. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
The federal government, through the National Inland Waterways Authority, has donated ambulance boats to Gbajibo community in Mokwa local government area of Niger State. Musa Mikel reports that the donation is aimed at bringing quick rescue operations in the event of boat mishaps in Gbajibo and its adjoining communities.
Community in Mokwa local government area of Niger State. This community has in the last 2 years lost more than 200 lives to boat mishap.
This ugly trend prompted the National Inland Waterways Authority NIWA's intervention with the donation of ambulance boats for emergency rescue operations, even as it stepped up enlightenment campaign on the danger of overloading, use of life jackets, as well as danger of night travel, identified as major cause of boat mishaps. Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer NIWA, Bola Oyibamiji, assured the communities of NIWA's commitment to zero waterways accident.
We are hoping it will not do much work, because if it's going to do much work, that means there will be more accident. We are praying there will be zero accident. So if there is zero accident, then this water ambulance will not do much. But the ferry boat, by the time it comes, that will be able to carry more passengers.
Well, this it means very, very important to us, because it will save the life of our community. But the major problem we have, actually the MD, when he came, he gave us life jackets. But up to now, we have shortage of life jackets. We need more.
The donation of the ambulance boat is coming on the heels of promise made by the Managing Director Bola Oyibamiji during a condolence visit to the community. Musa Mikael, NTA News.
This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Here is another look at our top stories. Federal government addresses housing deficit in 13 states.
Continue to pray to Almighty God to assist our president, assist all the policies he has come with.
Lassa fever outbreak. Ebonyi State reports 8 casualties so far. Nigeria taking stringent measures to curb smuggling of poor quality crop seeds.
But what we expect them to do is also to assist the farmers to grow more so that we can have an off-take agreement.
Angolan businessman excretes 120 wraps of cocaine at Kano Airport. As Nigeria strives for a brighter future, the Al Habibia Islamic Society stands out as a shining example of hope and resilience. Correspondent Ibrahim Dan Hamidu reports on the Society's 22nd Annual National Unity Ramadan Lecture, where prominent Nigerians gathered to explore Islamic values and solutions for a more prosperous society.
As the holy month of Ramadan inspires reflection and renewal, Nigeria's battle against poverty takes center stage. With millions struggling to make ends meet, the need for a lasting solution has never been more urgent.
Al Habibia Society started food bank in Nigeria, where there is an organized way of feeding people during the month of Ramadan.
The event, which aims to promote unity and understanding among Nigerians, attracted high-profile guests from various fields, including business, royalty, judiciary, academia, and public service, who converged to explore the Islamic solution to poverty.
Especially at this critical period where our societies are embedded with different types of biases as a result of unemployment and similar factors.
The lecture emphasized the need for collective action in addressing poverty and promoting economic empowerment. There was a consensus on the need for economic rejuvenation through zakat and sadaqah, with wealth as an instrument to be used against poverty.
The resources needed to alleviate deprivation and poverty could be met adequately if the potential of the institutions of zakat and waqf were realized, even if only in part.
Not that we can't continue to be crying and be looking for solutions for a problem every time. That what can we do to come out of this poverty? And we discover Islam has a lot of tools. Islam has a lot of solutions.
Islam encourages hard work and working smart, not just hard work, because you can be a hard worker, and if you are not working smart, you will remain a poor man.
As the lessons of Ramadan were reflected, Muslims are reminded that in Islam, prosperity is not just a gift, but a reward for hard work, compassion, and generosity. In Abuja, I'm Ibrahim Nahamidu, NTA News.
Now on our sports desk, will feed us with happenings in the sports world.
Remo Stars continued to hold firmly to their lead at the top of the Nigeria Premier Football League table on Sunday, thanks to a hard-fought 1-0 win over relegation-threatened Plateau United in Ikenne. Mid-season signing and former Sunshine Stars striker Samson Olashipo marked his return to the Nigerian top flight with a goal in the 74th minute of the game to seal the win for Daniel Ogumodede's side. With the win, Remo Stars now have 54 points after 27 games, 12 points ahead of second-placed Rivers United, who are in Ibadan, to face third-placed Shooting Stars later today. Also on Sunday in Lagos, New Boys Ikorodu City are fast cementing their top-flight status ahead of next season, thanks to a 2-0 win over Atlant FC at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena. A first-half goal by Leonard Ngenge, plus another one in the second half by Ayomide Cole, did the job for Nuruddin Awororo's side. Super Eagles coach Eric Chile also watched Kano Pillars 2-1 win over Rangers International in Kano. Rabiu Ali and Jerry Alex responded for the host after they were stunned by Bashir Usman's 33rd minute opener for the visitors. Still playing under interim coach, Pillars have now won 4 out of their last 5 games and have moved to 4th in the table with 41 points. In the meantime, Super Eagles defender Calvin Bassey has praised goalkeeper Brent Leno for his crucial role in Fulham's Emirates FA Cup 5th round win over Manchester United. The Nigeria international scored the game's curtain raiser in the first half.
Guided on and guided in by Calvin Bassey. He's done it again at Old Trafford.
It was the defender's first ever goal in the FA Cup. Both teams battled to a 1-1 draw after extra time. The Whites defeated Ruben Amorim's side 4-3 on penalties to secure a place in the quarter-final.
Only be momentary. Zexi fails. And Fulham celebrate at Old Trafford.
Leno made 2 saves in the shootout to help his side win the game.
That concludes the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Stella Inameti. Good morning.